your scope glint and puts it on itself. So you won't have scope glint, but the decoy will. And then the final effect of it is when an enemy shoots all standing up, if you're crouched, it'll emulate crouching. And if you're prone, it'll actually look like somebody's prone. And also, if you're close enough, takes away your scope glint and puts it on itself. So you won't have scope glint, but emulate full or anti-tank mines. And in turn, blow up their own vehicles or infantry with those mines. And one last thing, if you target an enemy on a mortar, it will kill the enemy and they cannot be revived. So that is extremely powerful when you're trying to counter mortars. Next up is the sniper decoy, and this is a really fun gadget. It's actually very effective. So it does a couple things. Depending on what height you are, when you place this, it will copy that same height. So if you're standing up, it'll be standing up. If you're crouched, it'll emulate crouching. And if you're prone, it'll actually look like somebody's prone. And also, if you're close enough, takes away your scope glint and puts it on itself. So you won't have scope glint, but the decoy will. And then the final effect of it is when an enemy shoots it, it marks them in the real world and on the mini-map. So it's easy to see who's sniping at you, and you can counter snipe really easily with it. After that, we have the anti-personnel mine. This is basically just a claymore. It does a decent amount of damage. However, enemies that are crouched or prone will not trigger the device. So you want to put this inside doorways or whatever, and it will stay if you die. So just keep that in mind. I've died, respawned, and it has still got me kills. And there's also times where enemies run right through it and it doesn't even go off, or it goes off too late, or it doesn't do enough damage to kill somebody. So it's not 100% reliable, but most of the time I would say you'll get the kill. So the next gadget is the tracer dart. This provides the exact same effect as the laser designator. You just want to shoot it directly on a vehicle and it'll stick to it, painting it for friendly lock-ons. And with this, you can also target the environment like I mentioned earlier, and on top of that, you can target enemy infantry. So that guy will run around painted and able to be locked onto. And finally, we have the C4 that everybody all knows and loves. It's pretty self-explanatory. You can kind of get pretty creative with this and do whatever you can think of. You can strap it to friendly vehicles and run them into the enemy. You can lay it on the ground for a trap for a vehicle driving by. You can run up to the vehicle itself and place it on the vehicle. You can strap it to the drone like I mentioned earlier, strap it to a helicopter, really whatever you can think of. Against enemy vehicles, will do about 334 damage per C4. It doesn't seem to really matter where you place it on the vehicle. It'll always do 334 damage, and 3 C4s is usually enough to take out a Bradley. The Recon class also comes with 2 unique throwables that the other classes don't have. Well, first of all, you have the frag grenade, which the other classes do have, but you also have the proximity detector, which is basically a throwable motion sensor. It does the exact same thing as the normal motion sensor, except you just throw it like a grenade. This can be really, really good near objectives, kind of whatever you can think of. And then the other one is the throwing knife. So the throwing knife will instant kill as long as you hit the head. If you do not hit the head, it will delay enemy health regeneration for 10 seconds. So it seems to take about 2 to the body to get a kill. It throws kind of slow and it's slow to pull out and all that. So it's not super effective, but it is kind of fun. And if you're good enough getting headshots with this, it's pretty insane. It's pretty cool. And it doesn't have a lot of drop either. You can actually throw it pretty far. All right, next we'll talk about the recon challenges. So in general, these are not very difficult. They're pretty easy as long as they track. When I was doing these challenges along with the other class challenges, a lot of the games they wouldn't track at all. It would just stop tracking completely. But as long as it's tracking, maybe they fixed it by the time this video comes out, you should be doing these pretty quick. Just adding this in, post recording everything else. Today they lower the requirements from this from level 20 down to level 10. All right, so for the first one, your 2 challenges are to spot 250 enemies in objective areas with recon gadgets and earn 10,000 score. Both of these can easily be done with the recon drone on breakthrough, especially if you're on offense, because the defenders are going to be sitting on the objective already. You can easily get over 100 something in a match. It's very, very easy, very quick. Won't take you long at all, and that's also going to go towards your 10,000 scores recon. 9 times out of 10, I was top player in the game with like barely any kills, just marking targets with a recon drone. It gives you a lot of score, and it's really easy to do. So once you complete that, you'll unlock C4, the bronze recon badge, and recon 2, and then the recon 2 challenge is to get 50 headshots. Hey guys, this is Omaha. Welcome to my ultimate recon class guide. Today I'm going to be going over both trains.
That's cool. Okay, so I try continue playing BF6 or Ralph should be coming at a time. Maghrib 7:06. Maybe I can. 7:20 maybe. Okay, let me stop.